All right. Bury the Bride. Great episode. Take one. All right. Welcome back into the mobile edition of Horror Puppets, Ballads, when I get there. And I'm going to do a different movie today. I've been doing kind of newer ones. But I have a movie, and it's based on something I'm going to see at Horror Fest. It's a movie I love. I should turn this AC down. I really like. It's called Bury the Bride. Bury the Bride. Scal Compton, Chrissy Fox, directed by Spider-One. Spider-One and Chrissy, there's these two are like so good. But I wanted to talk about my love of Bury the Bride, and I don't, like I said, I don't necessarily like doing synopsis, but just kind of briefly, it's Scouts getting married, to this guy that her group of friends haven't met. They don't really know if they like him because he seems kind of strange. So they go out to this house in the middle of like nowhere near Vegas to like have this bachelorette party, and things go crazy in the house. Now, it's not really spoilers too much because obviously it's a horror film, so you can tell the guys are something. I'm just going to go into it and just say, it's in the vampire realm. And it's really cool. I kind of like the way how they did the vampires. They kind of still made them more like hunters and just bloodthirsty and human. Because normally when vampires, you're going to kill them, it's like you stake to the heart. You could, it's a little bit different. This, even with sunlight, how it's usually just they get set on fire or burst into flames or explode. It's a little bit different. It's kind of a slow, blistering, painful death. You can entrap them with bear traps. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And Chrissy is awesome. Scout is awesome. Scout's June, who I love the hat she wears. This same penis forever hat. It's so cool. But she's the one getting married, and so they're there at night, and they're like having this expensive wine, and there's all this dysfunction between the girls. And then the guys come in, and they're just like rude. You could just tell they're off, and it's a whirlwind of fun. Chaz Bono's in it, who's always good. Chaz is really good, and Chrissy and Spider use him a few times, but it's really cool. They take one of the girls out. They're going to go hunting, take one of the girls out, and she's doing this dance, and then that's when you find out kind of what they are, because what happens to her, and then it's just really cool. And the thing about it is, with it called Bury the Bride, because it is in the vampire lore, is the ground, the soil is like cursed. So if you bury somebody out there, then they come back. I guess that's how you kind of turn them. And so in the end, because if you haven't seen it, then you shouldn't listen to the next minute. But in the end, when Chrissy Sadie is the last one standing, then she has to bury her friends. And then the next night, she gets all dressed up after blaming herself for everything that happened because June is her sister, to get them to rise. And in the end, they kind of have this dirty, just out of the ground embrace. And it was really, really fun. I mean, it's a really, really fun. It's on Tubi. It's a quick watch. But the thing I thought about, because I think about things differently, I thought of a sequel for this. And the sequel for me, because the whole point of this is that guys were like, every year another guy would go find a girl and bring her and like some family members or friends down so that the guys could hunt and eat and all this stuff. And I thought, what if it, like in part 2, it switches to where now Sadie is like, okay, I got my friends up, but okay, they're going to need something. So now she has to go out into the world. They fix up the house, the little shack. They get a little fire pit off to the side. And she goes out, finds a guy, grabs a couple of his guy friends, and say, hey, go ahead and come out and, I'm sorry, I had to stop there for a second. Go ahead and come out and meet up with my girlfriends. We'll have a little party. And then she takes them there, and then they get in there, and the girls show up, and then the doors are locked and feeding time. And then once the guys are all fed and bled out, then they can throw them onto the funeral pyre, because they don't want them coming back, obviously. So they do that. And then the second time, my idea, she goes out, finds another guy, brings him out. And as they're right before sunrise, and like they're putting the bodies, and they're starting, lighting the fire, and a woman shows up, a pregnant woman at that. And she's like, where's my husband? Where he at? I got him tracking down his phone right here. He's at this place. Where's he at? And so they're like, oh crap, one of these dudes married. So, and the girls, you know, Junie and the friends, they're just, since they're kind of feral vampires, they're like, oh, screw this. I'm not going to let this woman yell and scream. So they tear her apart, tear the, tear the stomach open, tear the baby out. Everybody gets eaten, chewed up, and then burned up. And that's when Sadie, Chrissy, was like, nah, I can't do this anymore. They're not even really, they're not human. They're bloodthirsty. I can't do this. So then she sets it up to where she like stays away for a little bit and sets up the house where she booby traps. I don't know. This part I'm not good at. Maybe she sets some tripwire or something like that, and, you know, insides where the house is going to blow up, and then she can burn the bits of her friends' bodies. And so she's like, I got another guy, come down and meet me. And they're like, okay. And she gets down there, and it's like, we're going to be a little late this time, so we have to do a quick meal, so it's going to be right before sunset. And they're like, okay. And so she gets there, and like, you know, Chrissy has the music blaring, like someone's in there, and then Scout and or Junie and the girls come up, and Junie's kind of like, something's off. Wait, don't go in there. And then the other girls trip the thing, and the house blows up, so the other girls are dead. And so it's like, oh my gosh. And then out comes Sadie. She's like, I got them all. Like, there's Junie, like, what did you do? You know, this whole, oh my gosh. And so then they have this little fight and battle, and oh no, wait, that's what I could do. Let me back up. As Chrissy is putting the body parts into the fire, then Scout could come up, like, what the hell? And so they have a little battle at the fire pit, and as the sun's coming up and the fire is lit, the other body parts are in there, and then, like, you know, the tragedy at the end where, you know, Sadie is pushed into the fire to burn, grabs Junie to go with her as the sun's coming up, so the sun blisters and burns, so they die together in each other's arms and turn into dust together. And I think it'd be really sweet as a whole flipperoo, as far as from the guys bringing girls to the girls bringing guys. And that's my little idea for Bury the Bride too. So if anybody ever listens to this, it's a really messy way to come up with a sequel, but I like the idea anyway. So if a writer's out there wants to put it together, go for it. But anyway, Bury the Bride, really good. Tubi, check it out. My girl Scout's in it. Chrissy's in it, like I said. I can't wait to see Scout at Horror Fest so I can be like, girl, I love the movie. But yeah, I just thought this is where I start to dive into movies I've seen and I've enjoyed and talk about some of the older stuff. So even though it's not real old, I think it's like a year old, maybe. So anyway, so yeah, thanks for listening. Thankfully, I didn't get into an accident as I'm driving. I don't know if I should do this while I drive or if I just sit in the car, but it gives it a little bit more different feel to the video. So Bury the Bride, check it out, go on Tubi. Thanks for watching.